listen. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of RAERAEs Review with me and my homegirl, Erin. Yes, we are back for another rendition of The Rich Heifers of Beverly Hills. Everybody, please help me welcome Erin to the stage.
Hello, thank you for having me as always.
Yes, I love it when we do these things. They saw me by myself a couple of times this week, so I want to make sure that we are here together. I had the wrong intro, but just know the outro will be right, y'all. Just hey. But listen, I had such a good night. I got a little late start this morning. Oh my goodness, we had a ball celebrating the family, and we just had a ball. It was a good Friday, despite what else was going on in the world and calamity and carrying on. Yeah, we had a great time. You can tell by my voice. My mouth is brushed and taken care of. Don't think I'm up here with funky breath. No, but we had a great time. How was your week? How was your Friday?
It was good. We were at Disneyland. Where I do believe, unfortunately, I caught something because I woke up this morning with my sinuses in pain. But I'm here. Because I look forward to this regardless of how I'm feeling. So we had fun though, closing out spring break, trying to make some memories,
Yes.
Yeah, so you have the after party rasp. I was around too many unknown folks rasp.
Yes.
But we're here.
And these rich heifers.
Yes.
I love it. I saw a little bit of these after shows too. I don't think I saw all of it. I'm a little bummed on that because, like I said, our Friday was jam packed.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. I can't wait to get into this because, I love the grown folks conversation. I love the grown women conversation. I see more of my kinfolk Rachel in this episode. I love how they communicate and express how they feel. It's a lot. How can I say? In my opinion, they seem to. Well, I'll say Rachel because I see some backpedaling with other folks and not really showing their true selves. But it just seems like she's true to her words. That's what I really want to say. She's true to her words. I see, some manipulation in other folks, but I see her being true to her words.
Okay.
But well, let's dive into things. Dorit, so we left off with the beginning of her party, Rachel's Studio 54 party, celebrating her 54th, I believe. And shout out to all the 70s babies, yes. Shout out to the 70s babies. We yes, I love it. I can't wait to do my Studio 54. Maybe I'll do a Studio 54 when it's time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that'd be cute. Anyway, so I love how Dorit said she pretty much over it with Kyle and her minions. I see Sutton and being a little manipulative and how she's trying to get first we saw her trying to get Amanda to go against or go up against or challenge Dorit. Now I see her doing it with Kyle. Just getting her, it's okay, Kyle, what's your next move regarding Dorit? Like, we're at a party, but I know they're on a show. But at some point, can they just enjoy the moment and the party and kind of, uh, do their dirty work a little later? Or I don't know. It just seemed like Sutton is on a mission to get at Dorit. Do you see that, or am I tripping? What's that?
Well, I think this is a situation of two things can be true. I am just gonna be honest. I find Dorit so insufferable right now that I really don't. I think I want Erica to chew her out again just because she needs it. I want to watch it. I want
Mm-hmm.
Erica to hands. I want her bit slap. Like I just find her whole stance with everyone just to be really, really, really annoying.
Mm.
But you are correct. Sutton is moving so funny. Like, girl, whatever you're trying to do this season isn't working. It's, like, I don't, it's, so I feel like this is a case of two things can be true. So yes, I do think Sutton is trying to be manipulative. And it's weird. So Dorit calling her a weirdo is probably not really that off base with some of this, but like,
Excuse me, effing weirdo.
right, right,
Just to clarify.
yeah. But like the defensiveness, the attack. I said I was sorry. What more do you want? Maybe some actual, like genuine, maybe to actually mean it. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm struggling to have any sympathy for her whatsoever. I just don't at this point. And yeah, so it's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm kind of just apathetic. I don't really care what they do to her because I just find her to be so insufferable. Every single one of them is going through something. We've all been through tough times. Of course you deserve support, but like she's so part of her personality is to be over exaggerative, if that's even a word. And it's
It
just
will be
really
now.
right. It's just starting to get to be too much. When she said, "Oh, what's wrong with you?" to Erica, I'm like, "Are you new?" Like I'm just not over it. So I guess that's kind of my point. I do think Sutton's being weird though. I do.
Yeah. Well, so
Oh,
then we see now more of this. We see Erica talking to Bose about giving Dorit space,
right.
and she's still her friend, but she wants to give her space.
Mm-hmm.
Take notes, Sutton.
Truly.
Take notes. You
Truly.
don't have
Yeah.
to keep on it because it seems like it didn't work with Amanda. It didn't work with Kyle. Now I'm gonna do something, girl. Listen, and you're not that girl to do something. Just Sutton, just chill out and just watch other people work. Do you when it's time. It just seems like Erica may need to school Sutton on that and how to move in that manner. If you really have something you want to do and say, just stick with Erica as they did later, okay? But Erica is telling Bo she's giving Dorit space. And I think that's a good thing, considering I think Erica has more empathy towards Dorit at this time, where Sutton does not. Sutton just wants answers and she wants to be treated better, because like you said, they're all going through something. We learned about her situations, being erased from the Lamb's Book of Life, being humiliated by her ex-husband and her ex-friend. Now we know it was, her ex-friend with the man. It wasn't just some woman that he got with, all, doing all this behind her back. Her, taking her son off to college, Garcelle, leaving her, having to fire Avi for whatever the reason. I don't know. There may be a pattern, but I think the part where Erica was talking to Bose, it was real short and sweet and cute. It wasn't a whole drag out thing, but do you think, in my opinion, do you think it's an actual good thing that Erica doesn't communicate with Dorit?
Well, I think Erica is standing on business, because she's pissed at Dorit.
Okay.
And I think she can be like, you can have some space. I know you're going through a lot. But that doesn't mean you still didn't act out of pocket with me. And that doesn't mean that what you said didn't hurt me. But I think she also is aware of, like, Dorit is very hard to get through to right now. Dorit is very defensive. Everyone that has tried to talk to her, other than Bose, and Bose is handling her with all the kind of marketing skills that she has, which I do find extremely annoying, because I just don't think Dorit is worth all of this coddling. I think she's kind of creating a monster by backing her up as much as she does.
Mm-hmm.
And I really do not understand why, but that's cool. I still like Bose. I still think Bose is a masterful housewife. Anyway, I just respect Erica for being like, you fucking suck. I'm going to take a beat. I don't need resolution with this immediately. And I agree with you in the sense of, like, I think obviously Sutton has things going on. Production has obviously, I really need to say, shame on you, production. I don't like your storytelling this season with this cast. Some of it was lacking. I feel like we focused on Amanda being a weirdo, and then, like, Dorit against everybody, or anybody, Dorit and Bose against everybody else. And I feel like we were lacking some depth for the other people, of things going on. So, but I guess I would ask Sutton, like, were you trying to get in the mix when you did this? Like, you and Dorit don't even really like each other. Why are you trying to steer anything that she does? Like, it's just odd to me. So, I don't really know.
Now, what else is odd is this next conversation, which kind of finishes up the whole Sutton and Dorit debacle at this point. So Sutton, like we've been saying, she approaches Dorit because she wants, well, I'll say this. Sutton really wants Dorit to be held to the fire. So if Amanda's not going to do it, if Kyle ain't going to do it, she decided she wants to do this at Studio 54 party at Rachel's house. She approached Dorit while Dorit's having a conversation. Dorit didn't really want to talk to Sutton. She wanted to finish the conversation. So she was like, dang, I really, didn't want to talk to you right now. I was like, damn. I mean, she's being honest. And that was a little rude, but at this point, I can see why she's being rude, because she, it's this thing with Sutton is just gnawing at, it's like how Dorit is getting on your nerves. I think Sutton is getting on Dorit's nerves. I really do. So she approaches Dorit. She says it's been a tough week and whatnot. She did explain that it was a tough week because her daughter was starting school and her daughter didn't feel good about it, and this, that, and third. So she's just going through the motions. Sutton tried to tell Dorit that she had hurt feelings when she tried to approach Dorit earlier, and Rachel had stepped in to the conversation. Hey, what y'all talking about? The usual and customary. and Dorit kind of left Sutton on red a little bit. So Sutton was like, I'm really trying, I really hurt my feelings. And so Dorit apologized. Sutton didn't think it was genuine. And Dorit was like, well, what would you like me to do for it to look or sound or feel genuine to you? I understand the animosity or the why or how there's some insincerity taken from that. Take it and move on, Sutton, because you're not going to get what you want. As she has mentioned, Dorit has been in a funk. Dorit's going through. Just take it and move on. But Sutton just kept pushing and pushing. And then Dorit said bye-bye and left Sutton in mid-sentence. To me, as if Dorit owes her anything. She doesn't owe Sutton anything more than what she gave her, in my opinion. I just don't think Sutton is thinking clearly. It's like she's expecting to be put on a pedestal because she's going through stuff. I don't know. How do you feel about that moment?
I didn't read it the same way at all. I do think that Sutton has an unreasonable expectation of maybe like, I mean, I don't know why she suggested to Dorit to apologize to Kyle. I thought that was kind of stupid because obviously Dorit feels the way that she does. But Dorit has been this entire season late. She's been leaving confrontational situations. She's been leaving dinner tables. And like I told you, I think Erica's chew out was about the fact that she's not clocking in and participating as a cast member without breaking the fourth wall. You're kind of like showing everybody that, oh my God, you're going through something. Well, Erica, was passed out drunk on a boat on Lexapro and alcohol when she was getting accused of $25 million embezzlement, so everybody is expected to show up no matter what they're going through. And I do think that's a valid argument. I think Dorit doesn't respect Sutton and has been rude to her. She did stop talking. She was doing a scene with Sutton, and when Rachel walked up, she immediately stopped talking about it. And I really don't care that your daughter's struggling. You're the one that kept her home. I don't really have a lot of sympathy for that situation. I'll talk to you when I'm not going through something. Bitch, when is that going to be? Because you're always going through something. You're always having something that is so hard, and you're just going through so much. You're on a show. You're supposed to relate with all these women. You're supposed to have different scenes with them. You're supposed to participate. You obviously don't respect Sutton. So you keep saying you guys have been trying to be friends again, but then you are really dismissive and rude to her. So I have a lens of where I don't think Dorit is giving these women the time of day because she's acting like she gets a pass because of what she's going through. And she doesn't, because if you look at what all of the rest of them have been through, it's been that hard and worse. So I do, me, I kind of see both sides. I understand why Dorit kind of said you fucking weirdo. I do, because Sutton is but I also think that Dorit is losing basic courtesy level, and the whole I apologize. What do you want? It wasn't a genuine apology. It was offensive. You didn't give a shit that you're that you're not respecting her. You don't respect her. Why don't you just say that instead? I'd respect it more. If you just said, I don't really care because I don't really respect you. I just find her whole engagement with everyone just really off-putting. Even the way she was talking to Kathy, calling everyone the C word in Italy. I'm like, dude, you act like you're the first person to get a divorce in a rough situation.
I think more of their behind or off camera is coming to the forefront, and how they relate. Like you mentioned before, they weren't showing people smoking. Now they're willing to put Dorit in that light. Okay, now she's smoking, just giving more of a narrative of, like you say, off-putting, or wow, she's doing this, wow, she's doing that. I don't know, it seems a little unbalanced, because people, I'm sure she's not the only one that is doing and saying things that they're refusing to put on camera or don't want to put on camera. So I don't know. I guess I'm more of a, if this is how they act, then this is how they act towards, this is how they are towards each other. And perhaps we're seeing more of the stuff that we don't normally see. Maybe at this point, you know, Dorit can't put on that fake smile like she used to, because it's just a lot for her at this moment. I think they should still, show her a little more grace for what she's going through. And that thing with that conversation with Sutton, and how Sutton brought all that back to Kyle and Kathy sitting down. I don't know. It seems like she's making a play so she can possibly, click up with Kyle a little more, so, they can have something more to talk about, maybe get more closer on. Because I don't know, it seems, like, okay, she keeps linking up with Kyle to go against people. I don't know, seems, show something else that Sutton is doing with Kyle that doesn't involve having to go against somebody.
You are a big defender of Dorit this season. I've hit the limit with what I think that Dorit is like tolerable. Like if I were in the friend group, I wouldn't be giving her much grace anymore, because I feel like she's taking advantage of it, not even necessarily consciously, but it's just being a big a-hole. And she had last, I mean, how many seasons are we going to give her to be like this? Because I really don't enjoy watching her right now, because I just feel like everything is like, you're on team Kyle and you're turning people against me, and yet I genuinely believe the way she responded to Erica was awful. Like, everyone needs to do for her. They need to call and check on her. They need to let her know if they're having issues. Like, I'm just not enjoying the dynamic that she's bringing to this in any way. So it's just hard for me, because I've just hit my limit with what I think is tolerable. And so what the other women are doing doesn't overshadow the fact that, like, I just find her in general to be a really tough watch. I do think that Kyle and Sutton are acting kind of weird, but like, I don't find their behavior over, like, I don't feel any empathy for Dorit anymore to be like, she needs a break. I feel like that's all she's been demanding, and it's just wearing on everybody.
Okay, so do you think this season's of Dorit and all of her quote unquote shenanigans she's going through with people, with her situation, and how she is reacting, is worse or better than Erica's reaction when she was going through in her worst moments, on the show? Which of their reactions and how they're dealing with people is worse than the other, in your opinion?
It's hard for me to say something like that, because Erica's life imploded in a very different way than Dorit's is. I thought Erica was awful for that one season when the crap was going down too. She sucked. And she's been able to reflect back on it and saying, I went through a rough time. I wasn't my best. I would like to see Dorit do that next season if possible. But I don't know how to answer that, to be honest with you, because like, I just feel like they were different situations. They were both unlikable. Erica managed to turn it around, and I definitely have found her to be the voice of reason this season. We'll see what Dorit does, I guess.
Okay, so just their reactions and how they were in the moment is not necessarily their issue, but how each of these housewives are reacting to the turmoil that they were going through in their lives?
Well, okay. Well, what are you like? Are you? I don't.
Okay, how, considering this season's and how Dorita's handling her personal life, how does that uh 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 how is that can't think of the word I'm trying to think uh
I
differ from Erica's in the sense of who's worse in their reactions to how they're handling their personal life?
I think I don't think one is necessarily better than the other. I just liked her eat more. I think Erica was very unlikable when she was going through that stuff, but um I don't think Erica was I don't do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm having a hard time answering you because they were in different situations. Expecting them to react worse or better is hard for me to quantify. I can't do that. Because like Erica was looking at over and still is going to be in legal issues until probably the day she dies. They're going to be running after her, trying to take her money. Tom went to jail. She got her reputation, like the whole world blew up. Orphans and widows and orphans, you piece of crap. Yeah, she was not. I'm being an Erica apologist. She wasn't great, but I just find Dorit like it, incredibly annoying, and she's not even up against half the crap that Erica is.
Okay,
So
so for you, it's because of what they went through, their reactions can't be measured up against each other.
I don't like measuring up folks in that way in general, period, because everyone's life is different. So if you ask me who was
Yeah,
worse
I
or better,
got you.
I couldn't do that because like their crises in their lives right now were are so different. So I can't say one is worse or better because you know their particular crises were very different situations. Like, let's put it this way. Like even comparing Kyle and Dorit, I have more empathy for Dorit freaking out than Kyle, even though they're both going through potential separation and divorce, because Dorit does have much more volatility and shenanigans and stuff at stake at the moment, right? So I can understand why Dorit is flailing around. I just happen to think, and this has been shown to me for season after season, Dorit over exaggerates everything and has an expectation, especially this season, of everyone giving her a certain level of leeway that is just unrealistic. Like nobody else is going through shit. So that's why when you ask me who's better or worse, I can't really do that. I can just tell you that I think Dorit is expecting way too much for what she is and the way she's treating other people. It's just not working for me.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you mine. Based off of what Erica went through and her reactions to the group versus Dorit, what she's going through and her reactions to the group. I think Erica was a lot more uh, uh, hurtful towards the group. She was hostile. She was threatening. She was nowhere to where, well, she was not anything I would call uh, uh, helpless. She chose to be more of a volatile uh, entity within her own, you know, uh, issues that she was going through. Even though she was still on the show, going through, trying to get along, there were a few moments to where it was scary. She was, like I said, she was threatening. And here it is, Dorit, she's more or less questioning. She's, asking for, sympathy maybe that sympathy these people can't comprehend, because like you said, she's late, she's doing other things that causes them to, be angry with her. But at the same time, I think she's more in a helpless situation than Erica, because she's not trying to go against people. Uh, um, Dorit is in no way threatening the people or implying anything to where she could, hurt somebody physically. She is going through, and she's more of an emotional wreck than a terror. And that's where I see the difference.
But why are you comparing two people like, because she's not as bad as Erica, she deserves like some kind of different? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
Erica could have been,
okay. Go
you
ahead.
know,
Okay.
Erica was a wreck and has a much sharper temper, but Dorit did threaten to say she could just ruin Kyle with what she knows about her.
She didn't
Um,
say ruin. That was Sutton's word. She didn't say ruin.
I saw the clip and she talked about taking Kyle down with what she knows. So if you want
Okay.
me to remove the word ruin, I can do that. But I just don't understand why, just because you think she's acting better than Erica, that makes really a difference, because everyone can go through a rough period, but you know, it, I don't see why, one being better than the other changes anything. They're both sucked.
I think to show the difference is to more so acknowledge that one needs a little more help than the other, in the sense of Dorit isn't going against people. She's expecting more of a helpmate from her friends, even though she is going through things. And I'm saying this because I chose these two based off of who has been through some serious shit on this show that kind of changed their whole temperament on this show. And I came up with these two because other folks, no, the people that are on the show now, not people from the past, but the people that are currently on this show, considering what they have gone through, what we have seen in their most ugliest moments, and I chose these two. So as far,
Well,
go ahead.
I also, and I was one of the people were throwing logs on the fire for Erica. They were questioning her integrity, her honesty, her moral fiber.
Mm-hmm.
The group was not rallying around her. There were certain people that were trying to be supportive, but most people were kind of being quiet. Sutton was straight up going after Erica, saying at the dinner table, I don't know how you didn't know Sutton was a totally different Sutton back then. So I think Erica felt completely unprotected within the reactions of the group. Now, I do think it was reasonable for people to be like, hold on. This is a crazy mess that we don't know the level of which, you know, maybe we don't want to know you anymore. Maybe you don't have integrity. Maybe you were robbing from whatever. But so I mean, I just think Erica's situation was so much more extreme that to try and compare the two as to what was a reasonable reaction to what is up against them is like, it just doesn't work for me, because they were just two completely different situations. And uh I've just, like I said, I don't enjoy watching Dorit on this show anymore. So I do admit that maybe I have a little bit of inflexibility with some of this, but like, I don't think she deserves more grace than other people got. So, But I think that Erica and Dorit's situations are far too different to expect them to have had commensurate, reactions.
So, as far as their reactions to their own private horrors that they're that they've been through and going through in their personal life, I see that how Dorit is leaving or, trying not to have things escalate when she's at in my opinion, a boiling point, shows that she's respecting them enough to not have to go there, because I think we all know once our emotions are high and we get to a point of no return, then specific decisions are made, and we have to live by those decisions that we make. And although their situations that they were dealing with were different, I'm speaking to more of how they are showing up in those difficult situations. No one's hell can be measured against anyone else's when their feelings are somewhat the same. But I don't see Erica's hell being measured differently than Dorit's, because it's how they feel about whatever they're going through. It on the outside, I think that we can see a difference, but how they're dealing with what it is and all of the intricate details, because we still don't know all the intricate details for either of them. They show us what they show us. They're not telling us everything. So I can honestly say how they're reacting in the moment is gravely different. And I see that Dorit is at least not giving these ladies some type of volatile or hostile temperament to where they would feel, a way as to, they wouldn't feel like they couldn't be around this woman or feel like they need to distance themselves from her because of her reactions, like they felt with Erica and all of those, innuendos going on. I just think that because of Dorit being late and her not and how Dorit needs more coddling, I think that they're holding that against her more so than just giving her what she needs in the moment.
I just don't see it the same way you do. So I'm going to respectfully disagree. I don't think that Erica was hostile, but you're expecting someone going through what I truly believe is 10 times worse on the legs of what we know. And it doesn't make it okay how Erica acted either. It doesn't make it okay that, she was extra hostile or whatever. But like, I'm out of fucks to give for Dorit and her need for coddling, and I'm not going to use Erica's behavior as like she was hostile and it was like a concern. I do think Dorit is combative. I do think that she's defensive. I do think she's out of pocket. Yes, she's combative. The way that she's talking to them, I would have gotten in a fight with Dorit a while ago.
Combative though, it's combative.
Yes,
I would say more adversarial than combative. Combative
okay.
just sounds so. It sounds more hostile. It gives more
I
of a
think
hostile connotation when she hasn't been hostile, in my opinion. But
I disagree
that's
with you.
what
I
you
think she's
chose,
been
and we're gonna
hostile.
go with that. But
Okay. Okay.
combative. I'm sorry, what are you doing?
I'm done.
Okay. So, and Dorit is done with Sutton. So, next scene, the party's over. They had a great time for the most part. Jennifer Tilly jumps in the pool. The son, one of them kids jump in the pool with her. And when I saw the after effects of everything, the some uh, TV personality woman, did you catch her? Who that was? That sparkly short mini dress
Oh, no, I did not. I know what
with
you're
the
talking about.
bob.
No, yeah, I don't know.
Well, anyway, she jumped in the pool too. So all three of
Right.
them were in the pool having a good old time trying to do the what's the water dance thing they do for the Olympics. The
Synchronized swimming.
thank you, synchronized swimming, the
Yes.
water dance.
Hey, the same thing. Water ballet. You got it. You got it. You got it.
Oh my god, synchronized swimming. Yeah, so they just had a good time. I wouldn't have, girl, bye. Jump in the pool. And I really liked Jennifer's outfit, the way her boots matched her dress. It was just too cute. It's
Ooh, I
just
hope
too
she didn't
cute.
ruin anything.
Okay, she just looked too cute in that fit. But yeah, they had a good time. So the next day, Sutton calls her mama Reba to tattletale on Dorit. She said, "Mommy,
Mm-hmm.
Dorit was mad at me. She didn't." I just thought it was just so childish, in my opinion. It's like, girl, Reba says Dorita's grieving, and she didn't mean it. This is the one time I agree with Reba.
No, I mean, look, I, I I do agree that like Sutton's angle with Dorit is weird. I do. I do want to say to Sutton, I don't even think you like Dorit. So, like I don't know why you're so, but I think at the same time Dorit is being insufferable and a lot of people are just sick of her shit. So I think she was kind of trying to complain to her mom and get some sympathy, but her mom was not, Reva's not built for Sutton's. See, I think Sutton's more like her dad, real sensitive, and Reba wasn't the right.
Reba saw through all that.
Uh-huh. So, I mean, I can understand. I do think Sutton was overly, like, you can't suggest to Dorit that she apologized to Kyle and expect that to be well received. You just can't. So I don't really know what Sutton is up to with Dorit, but two things can be true. Dorit can suck and Sutton can be overly upset, overly sensitive.
I just thought about something. I have been disrespecting Sutton's mama by not calling her Miss Reba. I know I grew up better. I'm talking about me, not you. I'm talking about me. I have been taught to call people's mamas Miss, no matter how old. So my bad for the
Uh,
disrespect, Miss Reba. My bad. From moving on, moving forward from now on, Miss Reba, as you will be talked by me. I'm so sorry. I have been calling this woman by her first name, and that's just not how I was raised. So let me pat my hand. I'm so sorry. So Miss Reba, moving on. Okay, now did you catch the lie Sutton told Miss Reba? Sutton had the audacity to say, and so now Dorit's having a party, for pretty much no reason at all. She told you she's having a party for the cover of the book, but Sutton didn't say that. See, she's trying to paint a picture to her mama about Dorit that is untrue, as if Dorit is just some bratty child who wants to have a party even though she's going through financial problems. Sutton, you wrong for that. Tell the truth.
I don't know
Tell
anyone.
the truth.
I don't know anyone that has a book cover party, and I'm a writer. I don't know anybody that has just a party for their book cover photo. Mm-mm.
I get it, but she's in a time where she needs as much good times as possible. I don't blame her. Anything counts at this point. I see it. I see it. She just needs as much happy times as possible. And if she can afford it, she gonna do it. Give her a little bit. Come on, friend. Come on. What's wrong with doing a little cute little party for the book cover? What's wrong with that?
That's like the emperor's new clothes.
Oh my gosh. Dorit, girl, I'm trying. Come
I know. I think you should just let it go because I ain't gonna see. No, listen to me.
on,
Amanda,
friend.
Amanda, no. Why are you keeping for Dorit so hard? I don't even know. Like
I just don't think all of what she's getting is deserving. I'm just
yeah,
saying.
at this
All of
point,
these heifers clicking up to go against her when they ain't truthful themselves is just hip, hip,
hypocritical.
hypocritical. Thank you. And
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I know y'all not talking. When last time we talked about Kyle's situation, but she sure enough keep Dorit's in her mouth.
Yeah, I mean, I've already told you Kyle's having a weird season. I don't understand it either. So I can give you that. But I actually thought, and I never thought I'd get here, but like Amanda's hilarious. I'll go to her party even though she hasn't written a book.
I was just
And
about
it's
to
like
say, yeah.
and honestly, I'll tell you this, I would have gone too. Like I would have gone even if I didn't like Dorit. I would have gone just because, like you said, you want to have I would have been making fun of the reason why we were there. I would have been like, this is the emperor's what?
Like, yeah. I'm kind of going.
100%. Yeah, because this is the dumbest this especially I mean, me being a published writer and doing this for a living, and you have ghostwriters, and you posed for a photo shoot, and you want to have a party celebrating you. Get the fuck out of here. No, the ego to like act like this is like, oh, it's a good promotion, whatever. No, 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 no. No, you like a photo shoot, you like a designer item, you like your aesthetic, you like looking at yourself. You want to have a party because you want to have a storyline on the show and you like this kind of crap. We just had a birthday dinner for her, didn't we? Wasn't it, with where she was talking to him? I mean, there's been plenty of celebrating
Birthday
Dorit.
dinner for Dorit?
Wasn't it birthday dinner for Dorit?
Was
Kyle threw it. Kyle threw it, and then they
it
ended up fighting.
this
Yeah.
season?
And Amanda tried to bring up the whole um argument that they had over Zion, situation. It was at group dinner.
That was a party for Dorit? Girl, it's been
Was
a
it
minute.
was it her birthday? I thought it was her birthday. And Kyle was trying to throw a party to show like I'm supportive, or maybe I've got it wrong. I can't stand on
I
business on
don't
this one.
remember.
But anyway, I don't care.
Anyway,
I don't care. It's fine. This is laughable. You write a book, ghostwriter or not, then you have a party. You don't shoot a cover of a book and have a party. I mean, it's disrespectful to writing.
now I'm glad you brought up Amanda because we see the shade she's giving, and rightfully so. I ain't mad at
Yes.
Amanda. Just hey, I ain't
Yeah.
mad. And I ain't even
Yeah.
at all because they're going back and forth for the most part. They're taking digs, so it is what it is. I ain't mad at that. So even though I'm team to read, I ain't mad at that, Amanda. Do what you do. You feel away, so you're gonna react. It's all good because she's giving her opinion at the same time, taking shots. That's what they do, and it's kind of funny. So it's all good.
Well, and she wasn't being dishonest. I mean, Dorit has been hard on Amanda, and they had their thing, and Dorit, the I do think Amanda made a lot of comments about the book. Oh, I wrote my own and whatever. I get it, but like, I don't know. I think Amanda is appropriately sparring with her for the timber of the show and for like what they've kind of gone through, because she's like, I'm still gonna go and be supportive, right? Which is kind of like I think the right attitude. And I also think I'll be dead honest. I think Sutton should have gone. I think it was stupid that she didn't go. Nothing that happened between her and Dorit was that big of a deal that she couldn't have gone.
I think all
I,
but Kyle should have gone.
I don't blame Erica for not going.
She could have gone, said, listen, I really have something to do. Just wanted you to see me show up and then go out. You know
No,
what I'm saying? But
Erica's mad at Dorit. She has every right to be.
that's
Dorit
fine.
was awful to her. I don't blame Erica for not going.
But the one thing Amanda said, talking about how Dorit's ghostwriter is getting all the credit. No, girl. She can get help, just like famous singers get help. Beyonce gets help on her record. She doesn't write every single lyric, or composes every single melody. So just to say that it's all credit goes to the ghostwriter in your innuendo was a little sloppy. So, let's, give credit where credit is due. Yes, she has someone helping, but they're not writing it for her. So, Amanda, come on, girl. I know you
Well,
hurt, so it's all good, but come on.
Well, I'm gonna stand in here as someone, in the industry. They could be writing the whole thing for her. It just depends. We haven't
Could
really
be
seen.
is one thing, could
Yeah.
be. But let's not assume or think that she's not writing her book. Give her some credit.
Dorit, you need to find Ray Ray all day to come and be your friend because she is here to support you. She gives you the benefit of the doubt. She
Hey,
thinks
why not?
of you. You know why we just have a different feeling about this. So I'm
Yes, we
just
do.
I'm just joking that Dorit hit her up because she has here to defend your behavior.
Not all. Don't get me wrong. When she wrong, she wrong. But I just don't think she deserves all the hate she's getting. The girl going through, y'all. She going through devastation to the nation. Devastation, child. And the baby going through. Oh my God.
The baby she wouldn't put in school, even though PK talked to the therapist about that.
We the baby is going through. She's dealing with the baby going through. I don't want to say why she didn't put the baby in school before. The fact that the baby is going through, she's dealing with the emotions of the baby. The baby, the littlest one who had the thing on her head. She going through, y'all. Poor thing. The baby, I mean, poor baby. I hope she, gets her social socialization thing going on. But poor baby. I'm sure she will. Hell, kids, they they will forget in about 10 minutes. So hopefully things will get better for her. Oh, baby.
Yeah, but see, you corrected me a little bit, and I just want to say this point. Dorit has had since the robbery, Dorit has had PTSD and has talked about dealing with high levels of anxiety and
Mm-hmm.
OCD and having some challenges. And
Mm-hmm.
then when her and PK met with the marriage counselor, one of the things that he brought up was the level of control that she needs to have and the impact it had on his life and the kids and the way that he felt that it was affecting all of them and the damage it was causing. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not saying PK is perfect. He clearly has money problems. He's insecure. But what I'm looking at is a lead up to where we're at now, to where Dorit is
Mm-hmm.
struggling, yes, but there are contributing factors that, to me, she has brought some of this misery upon herself, and she's looking to everyone as though PK is just terrorizing her in this divorce, and I just don't see it that way. So I'm not disregarding her children's emotional struggles, but she's using that as a scapegoat to avoid having shooting scenes with people or having interactions. So that's why I bring up some of this stuff.
I see your point and I see the lead up, but the baby's emotions is what I'm concentrating on and how that's adding to why perhaps she needs to feel good about something. And this party for the cover, it just adds to her needing more in her life versus something that's negative.
That's fair. I'll give you that. You know what it reminds me of? Sheree. She by Sheree.
But we know a book is coming now. We know a
Do
book.
we? Do we? Do we?
Yeah.
Is it out?
We still waiting for spring, summer, fall, winter, summer school, winter break. We're still waiting on that.
You know what? I kind of respect Sheree's grift more than I do a book cover party without a book. But you're right. You're right. You know, she wanted to have a party to enjoy. Listen, Dorit is a superficial bee, and this is right up her alley. So I can give you that. It's just, I'm at the point now where she's just led me to the 0Fs game. So it's hard. It's hard to be excited for the Emperor's New Clothes. It is.
I feel that way about certain people that I refuse to even say on this channel. So I get it.
There we go.
I refuse to say a name. I don't want that algorithm going on. No.
I know.
Actually, it's a couple of names. It's a couple of names.
You cut me off like I'm a little kid if I accidentally step on one of the names. I know.
Girl, and please, I ain't trying to be rude or mean, but girl,
I know who some of them are now very well. Well, you'll have to give me a no-fly list so that I can keep it cute.
Okay, if I add to it, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Let's have a running do not mention list. You know, I'll respect because absolutely.
I get it, mamas. I get it.
Yeah, no, and like, you know, in the spirit of like, you know, we debate a Cancer and a Capricorn, you know, we're opposites of the zodiac. I respect the fact that, like, I mean, if you felt the same way I did, we'd just be shitting all over Dorit, and it would be no discussion. There would be no discussion. I just would be having a hard time right now tolerating. She and I would have had a couple of fights. So
even Miss Reba agreed with me.
Reba, I don't know if Miss Reba's the best person to be saying.
She a therapist. She's perfect specimen to give a good opinion about it. Hello. Therapist of well respected in her community.
Well, I don't know if she's well respected, but we know. No, but okay. You're right. No, she did say to Sutton, you know, when your dad died, I was probably not the nicest person for a while. So, you know, she and I'll give you this. I do think in relation to Dorit's relationship to Sutton, Reba's advice is applicable because Sutton and Dorit don't really like each other. They're just doing whatever they're doing to try to get along for the show. Like, they don't. Yeah. You could tell, you know, they don't. And honestly, I don't expect Dorit to give Sutton the time of day because Sutton did say, you better fight with someone the same size of your wallet. I was just thinking that. Yeah, that so, you know, so where Sutton is concerned, I don't know why listen, here we go. Dorit is right. Sutton is talking behind her back and doing weird shit that is not commensurate to how she's acting to her face. She is doing shit. So, you know, she is being a fucking weirdo. She is being a weirdo. I really do want to ask Sutton, what is going on with you right now? You're being really weird. Like, you are. You're either on some kind of anti-anxiety medication, you're trying to be less combative, but then you're trying to get other people to go up against Dorit. What you did in Italy with Amanda. Now, Amanda, I'm just frustrated with you. Why? You know? And so, yes, there is a weirdness afoot, you know? Two things can be true.
Okay, so let's move on. Erica visits Rachel's house. Rachel says she doesn't feel the same like the rest because she makes her own money and pretty much that's where I think we mentioned that because some of these women who are more so dependent upon their men for the money, you know, has a different perception about how livelihoods go. And perhaps that's why there's a different esteem level with some of these ladies where if they came in with their own money, then they would, have a different outlook. And I think that's where Rachel is coming from when she says it, not to be anything else, but just truthful about the situation. Some of these women are going cuckoo. I hate to say it, I don't want to diminish mental illness, but they seem to just kind of go off the rails because they may be losing out on having as much wealth as they did. Where Rachel's like, girl, I don't give a damn about this divorce. I got mine.
Well, yeah, I mean,
how I saw her delivering that message, but I could be wrong. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think Rachel's trying to play a little bit of Switzerland, because she's new and trying to get into things. Yeah. I also think she relates to Dorit a lot because I think she looks at her and Dorit like us and our villainous husbands kind of thing. But I mean, the Rachel Zoe project was her show. She's the brand. Roger was the business manager. Obviously, very much a part of all of it, or whatever. But she's right. She is the one that is, the brand and the face, and can go on to make more money for sure. So I definitely understand why she sees like that part's very interesting because she's like, yeah, I didn't gold dig. I got married for love. We built an empire together, off my talent, and I can keep going without it being a problem. And I would love to be as I respect that. Like that's the way that I would want to be. Like I would, like you've always said, prenup, protect your own, right? Like I'm the empress of my own, like I wouldn't get together with anybody and be in a position where they could, like I wouldn't be fully independent as far as like being able to leave you if I wanted to because you sucked, Like I want my own autonomy in that sense and capability. I agree with her 100%. And saying that to Erica is the damn truth because, Erica definitely gold dug.
Hello.
Came up with coal. Woo.
Yeah, Erica pretty much said money is the motive for all of them going through divorce. And remember what when Kathy was telling Kyle in the beginning of all the divorce room, talk and rumors with her and Mauricio, no, when that first picture came up and Kathy was telling what's her name, Kyle, we may have to dig about this heifer, see what's going on with her because we don't know what is going, we don't know where she came from, what she about to do, and God forbid she get pregnant. That could just delve into all of your business. So we need to talk about.
And you know what? They didn't have and you're right though, because that is the truth about the money motivation. That's why Kyle and Mo are trying so hard to get along, right? Because Kyle's incredibly non-confrontational and Mauricio doesn't want to give her half. He doesn't. But you know what? There's no prenup and he built the agency off the Hilton connections. He worked, remember, they didn't talk for 10 years because Mo was working for Rick and then left and started his own stuff. And they accused him of taking their clients. Now, true or not, whatever, like Mauricio has absolutely benefited off of his Hilton affiliations. And him and Kyle have built, and the Real Housewives too. So him and Kyle's divorce would be messy,
I don't know if it will be messy. Just from what I'm seeing, they both have amassed wealth. She had it before him. However, they've done together. I think whatever they came in with, or I just think they could have an amicable split, considering because it just seems like they wouldn't have to argue over things because they're both wealthy in their own right. And whatever they've done together specifically, or how they see themselves together in whatever business deal, they can go their separate ways, similar to how Candy and Todd, where it didn't seem like it was an issue. It just seemed like whatever it just seems like whatever was owed, and whoever bore the responsibility paid it, and that was that. I didn't see that whole blood. I didn't see that about Candy paying what she paid as some type of settlement. Perhaps that's just what she owed due to how she managed, or how they managed that situation in their business.
But I mean, Kyle really didn't have much of wealth at all when she got together with Mauricio. They were like in their early 20s, and they've been together for over 30 years. How long were Todd and Candy together? Like they're intertwined in their business and what they built with the agency and all that kind of stuff. Like I just think I think that they're staying separated and amicable instead of just pulling the trigger on the divorce, because if they actually really tried to disentangle, I think it would get nasty quick. But the rumor mill is rumoring that Kyle has been in Nashville and seeing a certain person.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kyle's what?
Been in Nashville and been seen.
Yeah. They have pictures of them together. Yeah, for sure.
Recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that might be a new motivation to change the situation.
Now, and also let's put into perspective. Let's not keep harping on Mauricio and his younger chicks.
True.
When Kyle's doing the same thing. This girl is younger than two of her daughters, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, you are correct.
So both of them are dipping in ponds that they have no business in.
Correct.
So that whole skill about them messing with other people, let's just remove that from the equation, people, and just deal with everything else, like property and business and stuff, because they're both equally disgustingly and triflingly yoked in that manner.
Yeah, but I think he cheated on her. That's why they got separated.
Hey, she didn't have to do what she did.
Well,
just because he did something doesn't mean she has to. But the fact that they're both dipping in the same 22-year-old pond, 20-something.
No, I don't agree. No, I don't agree with the age. I think the age gap is very sus. No, I'm not saying that just. No, I think she caught him with inappropriate DMs or some situations or whatever, and this is what the betrayal was. Remember, they were trying to work on things, and then I think she met up with somebody and had her little rendezvous. So now it is what it is. So I would hope that if they did reconcile, they would both have to let go of whatever they were doing while they were, separated. But I don't think they're not getting back together. If she's showing back around with Morgan, then I don't know, because I really did think there for a minute that maybe Kyle wanted to get back together with Mauricio because of the heartbreak she experienced by trying to have a relationship with Morgan. But I don't believe that anymore.
And remember what I said, stop condoning cheating in your relationship, because this is what could happen. You let it go, all of a sudden it keep going on and on to where all this is building and manifesting. You nip it in the bud, people. You nip it in the bud. This is a prime example why I say I don't condone that mess. Yeah, people can change and whatnot, but then you have this. And 9 times out of 10 that they just don't know how to do it better than before or differently, so you won't see the same cues that you were given off. All that, if we nip it in the bud, that whole statistic about how women are it's more women than men and women take men back, all that can be debunked if we nip it in the bud. Then they will know how to act towards us. In my humble opinion, that's a whole different conversation. Whew, I just, that gets on my nerves. But anyway, so Rachel says she going to Doree's party. Erica says she may not, and we know she don't. She gives her reasons. I think we both agree that it was harsh. It was something that fight that they had at the dinner table was. Sorry, there's a lot of noise going on outside. My goodness, you heard all that?
I did, but it's okay.
It's like my window open or something. I'm on the street anyway. Yeah. Anyway, I get it, but I still would have liked to see her show up. If she says she's her friend, then sometimes we have to grin and bear it and not stay long. Just say, okay, girl, I'm here. Show up late, leave early, whatever. But just don't, or at least say you're not coming. That part about, or I guess she's doing what Dorit do, but then that tit for tat just don't pan out well for me. I don't like tit for tat either.
Yeah. I don't expect Erica to go, but at the same time, I can agree with you. Like maybe letting Dorit know, Dorit, we're not in a good place. I don't feel like compelled, when and if like in the future when we can come together and talk and kind of work this out, we can do so. But yeah, no, I mean I think the level of where they feel about one another, I can understand why they're taking some space. But I do think she could have let her know. Because you're just giving Dorit fuel now to be like, you didn't even say anything, you didn't show up at my party,
And that's exactly what Rachel and Erica were discussing.
Yes. And Erica, I guess, decided she didn't care.
But Erica's 10 toes, she wants to smoke, and it's all to the GOODT.
Something about that fight really, like Erica said, fuck you.
Yeah. So then we see Bo's engagement surprise. She thought it was just her and her daughter going for dinner. They open up the private room, and it's a host of close family and friends. Keely is waiting for her at the end of the room with a bouquet of roses. He gives her all of the great verbiage and good communication and saying all the things that was necessary to make that moment special. Her parents are on the phone, FaceTiming, and it was just I thought it was a great moment. The ring was beautiful. Yes, he did good. Yes. The ring was beautiful, and it was a good time had by all. Yeah, everybody looked great. I thought it was a great surprise. She was truthfully and honestly surprised, and that's the thing. She had no idea.
I didn't believe that. I see. That's where we're different. Yeah, no. I think we knew a proposal was happening for this season. Maybe she didn't know the exact time, but I think I don't think it was completely by surprise. It was a beautiful moment, though. That I agree with you 100%. Her daughter in that dress was so stunning. She looked wonderful. Everybody looked good. He did good. The ring, it was very touching. It was still very touching, but I think absolutely I don't think it was a total surprise.
Oh, I saw her Instagram earlier. And it was a backstory. Of course, it was filmed by her. I'll say she had. It was people filming, and so I think she comprised all of their reels, and had a private showing, not from what we saw on the show, but more of a personal gathering with her friends and family where they can see the engagement. They probably had some before, with them waiting for her to come and all of that. So it was a private screening at her house or somebody.
Do you feel like after you watch that, you believe it was more a surprise because of it, or no? Like, I'm not even to like insinuate anything. I'm just saying, like, do I need to go watch this to be further convinced it was, or does it really not matter? Because I don't want to take away from. I thought it was a beautiful little engagement, regardless of who knew what. I'm just very television jaded,
I do think it was a surprise, and I do think that that private showing was something special that, you know, she just put together, or they put together, so they can see how, you know, things were in total. Because she was saying on her Instagram that this is the engagement, excuse me, you know, in not cut up for TV, but everything that went into that engagement that we saw. So I do think it was genuine. I don't think it was planned, or that she knew it was being, you know, done or planned or happening in that moment. Um, I just thought it was really nice, you know,
Mm-hmm.
real. It was a sexy moment, um, and that it was, you know, the lighting, the candles, all of that, and yeah, I just thought it was really, really nice.
Yes.
It was
That
nicely done.
it was. That I don't disagree with, regardless of who knew what, you know?
Well, let's go to the salmon facial. The salmon sperm facial, y'all. Kyle had on her
Right.
face. It was a cute little moment. She's it's just a few days before the wedding, before Alexia's wedding, and Alexia and Portia is, you know, getting a little deets from Kyle about some wedding stuff. Kyle's friend and personal assistant is helping her, and Kyle decides not to go to Dorese's party because she got a lot to do. That's understandable. 4 days before the wedding, girl, I can't go because this
They
six
don't like
hours.
each other.
I'm sorry.
And they don't like each other right now. I think there's one thing we realize: Kyle and Dorit are not good. No matter what. Like, yeah.
Right, right. That time spent getting ready, going and leaving
Yeah.
just would have interfered. That is it's crunch time, and I would not have expected her to come either. But at least she told her beforehand, not like
Yeah.
Erica. I
Yeah.
would have at least appreciated all three, Erica, Sutton, and Kyle, to send her flowers. Okay, congratulations on your book cover. Can't wait to see it. Something. Um, so we all know whenever people don't show, they send something, then they didn't. So that's a clear sign that all three of them are in a horrible space with Dorit, and that's something that she needs to clean up with them. She has to own up to her role, as well as they have to own up to their role, and just duke it out. Not literally, but duke it out, and just say what they need to say and be honest in the moment, especially Kyle, because it seems like she's holding back, as we see her do in her marriage. Just saying. So it may sometimes hard, difficult conversations need to be had, but have them so y'all can move on. Any
No, I think it's pretty simple. It's a simple scene,
and
Yeah.
now there's one thing Amanda was debating if she was going, and she was talking to her husband, and in the confessional she gave a little more shade, but she's like, well, at least the party is showing that Dorit is going to be financially successful. Okay, good.
I don't think it does show that, but I think it's a party, and it's I'm sure whatever event planner donated their services for camera time, and here we go. I don't mind. I thought this was a funny little moment between Amanda and her husband. I don't blame Amanda for not really being whatever, but I also respect that, given the level of their um like contention, I think it was good of her to go.
Yeah, of all people, she
Yeah,
went.
because it's really not that deep, like it's not. Yeah, I mean, she can be deeply offended by Dorit's insensitivity around her child's anniversary, but like she also can like move on and show up and whatever and do what she did. I thought that was appropriate. And honestly, I think Sutton should have done something similar, because I think it would have. I don't think anything that is between Sutton and Dorit is that deep either.
Girl, to me, it's more Sutton than Dorit, because Sutton has this notion I don't know.
Yeah.
I
No,
just,
I can give it to you there. Sutton is trying to make a mountain out of a molehill with Dorit on
girl.
that one. She does. She is.
So speaking of Sutton, she called Bose, told her she not going. And Bose was like, why is she telling me?
This is another production. Production. Why are you setting up these weird calls? Production. Production. No, they have a call sheet. They know what they're doing. Production. This is weird. It doesn't feel organic at all. But go ahead.
I was rolling. I just kept saying to myself, like pretending I'm Bose. Son, why the fuck you calling me with this bullshit?
Yeah.
Girl, get the fuck out of my phone.
Production.
Call your friend Kyle and tell her. And I guess Kyle can't talk because she busy, huh? So you want to call me?
It just wasn't believable. This wasn't organic. And I have to stand by the fourth wall situation. There are times where there are interactions between them where I just don't buy it. Like they're having it because the production said you need to call Bose and whatever,
That's probably something Sutton thought of on her own. Because that just now, if you talk about plan and shit, now that right there is something like, nah, girl, this was just so unbelievable. As to, of all people, you want to complain to Dorit about.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Now, what are you hoping to achieve, Sutton? Because Bose ain't gonna feel you on this. As her facial expression on that call, I was like, what, huh, what? Anyway, so we at Dorit's party, child. Speaking of paying, Dorit's party, Rachel came upset because this is where what you said earlier about Rachel not being over her husband proved to be right, in my opinion, at this moment, because Rachel's upset her husband posts happy birthday to his girlfriend who happened to be born, well, whose birthday, not born, child, whose birth date is 3 days after hers. And she had a little meltdown because of it. Okay, girl, you showing your slip.
Yeah, she was on fire about it.
You are showing your slip. Like, girl.
Why?
Girl, I wouldn't give a dog if it was the same day. But that's me.
I wouldn't be self-righteously upset about it. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, y'all are getting divorced. So if he has a girlfriend and he wishes her a happy birthday, that's not unreasonable for him to do.
And to be this visibly upset about it, girl.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even mention it. Oh, really? Okay. Just like that thing I told you about. Girl, I ain't thought about it since. Okay, I saw it. That was kind of funny and moved on. Girl, bye. Ain't no need to discuss, bring up, keep going on about it, to be visibly bothered by it. That proves you were right, friend. She ain't over that man as she claimed she said she was.
No, but I also I don't expect you to be if you were married to somebody for that long.
Yeah, that's a long time.
A very long. I mean,
be with somebody most of your life, 3/4 your life, 2/3 your life, whatever. Girl.
Yeah.
No matter how you end it.
Yeah. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I think he did something foul because the way she talks about him, man went foul, but she's not over it.
So then we see Jennifer schmoozing with Dorit's publisher. Did she say she knew them? I think she did, but she was talking to them like she knew them from way back. Just, woo, the book this and publishing that. Like, okay, that was cute. She probably do.
I wouldn't surprise me. People know people. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So then, was it Dorit read Sutton's text? So who was she talking to? Dorit was talking. Who was Dorit talking? Was it Bose? Oh, who was she talking to when she was reading Sutton's text?
She was telling something. I know that's the part that you're killing me because I remember she was like, she told me a half an hour into the party. Was it Kathy Hilton?
Girl, I can't. I can't remember. Girl.
I know.
Anyway, so Natalie, Kyle, and Sutton texted their absence, and Erica was a no call, no show.
Mm-hmm.
So of course we're gonna see the fallout from that on episode 18 without a finale. Is that the finale, girl? How many, girl? These rich heifers is getting more episodes than anybody else.
Yeah, and I just, I'm kind of with the consensus of a lot of people. I'm not really enjoying the season that much, so I'm a little bit ready for it to end.
Well, that was it. That's all my notes. Can't we remember who she talked to, Lord? But that's okay.
I know. We'll
She
have
read
to
the text.
figure that out. Yeah.
It was what it was. Same old, same old. Oh, she said this, she said that. Okay, well, I guess we'll see the fallout, the rest of the party beginning episode 18, as they've been doing. They end with it and they come back with it. So hopefully we'll see how the rest of the party pans out.
Mm-hmm.
Sexy atmosphere, everybody who was there looked good, of course. It was a nice event, and I'm glad that she has something to something good to happen for her. Every little bit counts at this point, as far as I'm concerned, because it seems like she's spiraling. So whatever counts, anything counts at this point. Big ups to Dorit. Hopefully, we'll get her book soon. See if it came out.
Are you gonna read it?
Well, now that I have time, I just might.
Okay.
Because I ain't read nothing else. Dorit book. Let's see what it say. Unburdened, a memoir. Pre-order. Amazon. Let me see. Hardcover $19.99 on Amazon.
Okay.
$14.99 Kindle. Go ahead. What?
I was just saying, I was leading us toward wrapping it up because I don't need to be on the phone with you while you purchase it.
I'm not buying it. I'm just reading to you what it says about it. Like, is it actually a living document? And it looks like it is.
It's out.
Podium Publishing. The length is 256 pages. Is that a good thing? 256 pages?
It's a little short, but it's good.
Okay.
It should be a quick read.
So there it is. It's out.
Okay, well then there you go.
Yeah.
I wonder. Well, never mind. I was gonna say they haven't started filming next season, so I guess they didn't do the release party.
Hey. Well, y'all, that was it for these rich heifers. Did y'all watch the show? We are so glad that you tuned in to us discussing it and our back and forth, because it is what it is. We ain't gonna always agree. We ain't gonna always disagree, but we still manage to work together because it ain't that
yes. No, and I was telling a friend of mine, I'm like, sometimes we don't agree, but if we did, that would be a really boring show all the time.
Okay.
So
some simping ass shows. We don't simp.
No.
Anywho, y'all, we have a show coming out tonight. The RuPaul's Drag Race of it all. Did I get it? Let me show y'all what we talking about. We are RuPaul's Drag Race is coming up on their final episode, and what just aired was actually they call it the RuPaul-a-Loser lip sync legacy, or I know they're gonna win $50K, whoever won. So
it was just in my head, and when you questioned it, it like disappeared.
RuPaul, child, they lip sync it. All the queens that sashayed away.
Yes.
Minus from what I did see the first look, minus the one that passed out.
Oh, Briar Blush, yes.
Yeah, she won't be lip syncing because of doctor's orders. So something going on with her. And we gonna, send out good juju and good vibes and all those good things for her. Because she can't do any lip syncing dance moves. I'm like, you can't even just walk, but I guess not. I mean, you ain't got to flip flop, but I guess you just can't perform. That's the only thing I know. Other than that, I'm gonna find out what happened, and we're gonna tell y'all what happened tonight. So come back, y'all. I don't think we'll be talking a whole lot because it won't be any, runways, or it'll just be some talking about lip sync. So we shouldn't be on long, but we'll be at 8:00 tonight, y'all. 8 p.m. So come back. Any last words, Mama?
Nope. I'm good.
Well, let the folks know where you at when you're not talking ish with me.
You can find me on Facebook, Psychic Aaron Boyd, or Instagram and Thread, Psychic_ELB. Hit me up in the DMs if you would like to get a psychic reading, or just friend me on social media.
Yes, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, you will see parentheses around that bell. The bell is the white, black, clear, whatever it is. Make sure that there are parentheses around it. That means you will get all notifications from this show. And we're going to see you tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye, y'all.